Okay, so there's this huge new UFO documentary that everyone's talking about. It's promising this unprecedented level of disclosure, with high-level military officials finally coming forward. A lot of people are calling it the moment of truth we've all been waiting for. But what if it's not?
See, that's the big question, because Dr. Stephen Greer, who's been a major figure in the disclosure movement for like 30 years, is basically sounding the alarm. He's out there claiming this new film isn't just getting it wrong, he thinks it's deliberately pushing a dangerous and completely false story.
Yeah, you heard that right. He's not just saying it's misguided, he's calling it a hijacking, an attempt to grab the steering wheel of the entire UFO conversation and drive it straight into a wall, serving some hidden agenda instead of the truth.
So how does this supposed hijacking work? Well, according to Greer, it's a perfect example of disinformation. You take real facts, things we know are true, things that give the story credibility. But then you wrap those facts in a very subtle, very clever psychological spin that is designed to lead you to a totally wrong conclusion.
All right, so let's really dig into what Greer's saying here. The first big piece of this puzzle is what he calls the threat narrative. Is there a real danger coming from these visitors, or is this film pointing the finger in the completely wrong direction?
And wow, this slide lays it out perfectly. You've got two completely opposite takes on the exact same events. The film apparently says extraterrestrials are a threat because they're messing with our nuclear sites. But Greer's counter-narrative? He says they've actually shown up to stop us from causing a nuclear catastrophe.
And Greer says he has the evidence to back this up. He points to incredible testimony from people like Captain Robert Salas, who felt the message during one of these nuclear shutdown events was a clear plea, please don't blow up this beautiful planet. Greer's point is that the real aggression has been coming from us, and look, if they were truly hostile, the game would have been over the minute we developed the atomic bomb.
So the takeaway for Greer is huge. He's saying the real national security threat isn't coming from space at all. It's coming from a secret human group, and this film is just a front, a distraction to keep us from looking at them.
This brings us to the next massive point of disagreement, the technology itself. Are the incredible craft we're seeing actually alien, or are they ours? According to Greer, this is the biggest, most important part of the entire cover-up. And check this out. This, right here, might be his single most startling claim. Based on all the whistleblower testimony he's collected over the years, Greer estimates that a whopping 80% of the UFOs people are seeing today are actually secret, man-made craft. Only about 20%, in his view, are the real, extraterrestrial deal.
So again, you've got two totally different stories. The film is supposedly saying, hey, this tech is beyond us, we haven't figured it out. But Greer, he's saying not only have we figured it out, we've had operational craft based on this technology since the late 1950s. That's a detail he says the film completely and deliberately leaves out.
And he points directly at the famous Tic Tac incident as a perfect example. We've all seen that footage, right? Well, while the film might present it as this big alien mystery, Greer claims he has testimony from two different whistleblowers identifying that Tic Tac as a man-made craft from Lockheed's Skunk Works.
And to support that incredible claim, he brings up this absolute bombshell of a statement from Ben Rich, the guy who used to run the legendary Skunk Works program. For anyone who doesn't know, Skunk Works is Lockheed's super-secret division. They built the U-2 spy plane, the SR-71 Blackbird, the most advanced stuff on Earth. So for their former boss to say something like this, it's just staggering.
So that leads to the billion-dollar question, right? If Greer is right, and this is all one big deception, why? Why go to all this trouble? Well, according to Greer, it's simple. You just have to follow the money and the thirst for power.
He lays out this pretty chilling four-step agenda, one that he says was first warned about decades ago by the rocket scientist Wernher von Braun. It starts by creating a fake alien enemy to justify trillions in spending on space weapons. All of that, he says, is a cover for a massive criminal enterprise and ultimately a push for global control.
And the criminal activity he alleges is being covered up. It's not small stuff. Greer claims this covert group uses these advanced human-made craft for drug running, trafficking, embezzlement, even for staging fake attacks to make it look like ETs are committing atrocities.
Now think about it. To hide a criminal operation that big, you'd need something more than just keeping secrets. You'd need a sophisticated campaign of deception. And that's where Greer claims we are right now, caught in the middle of a full-blown information war, where everyone from you and me to the president is a target. And this is really the core of his argument. The debate has shifted. It's not about are UFOs real anymore. We're past that. The new and much more important battle is over who gets to control the narrative, who defines what they are, where they're from, and why they're here.
And he's not just talking theory. He claims this information war is happening right now in the halls of power. He says there's a list of about 50 top-tier whistleblowers, people who know about these secret human-made programs firsthand, and they're being actively blocked from ever testifying before Congress.
So in the end, Greer doesn't mince words. He's not saying the film is just mistaken. He calls it a head fake, a classic psychological warfare operation designed to look like disclosure, but its real purpose is to bury the truth even deeper.
And that leaves all of us with a really tough question to think about. If Greer's right, we're not just waiting for the truth to be revealed, we're in the middle of a war for the truth. And in a world filled with disinformation and deception, how do we, the public, figure out what's real and what's just another classic psychological operation?